Hello, Fightful faithful. Welcome to the death of friendship. Here we are on Tuesdays talking about the NXT deal, whatever. Kate, you do the rest.
This is July 12th. It is your NXT post show. It is the death of all friendship in professional wrestling. Please send in your super chats. Please send in your humper chats. Please send in your karaoke requests to be about the death of friendship and the celebration of friendship and dying. Please leave a thumbs up on this video. You can also send in chats via our Twitch channel. So if you send us bits, that would be really cool to do over there. We appreciate your support. Super chat, humper chat, Twitch bits, subscriptions to Fightful Select, thumbs up on this video, regular participation in the chat because we just like nice people here. But none of you are my friends.
No,
because that lasts like a week.
Friendship is a myth.
But we had, Alex, you know what's so upsetting? We had all those memories that we talked about.
We did.
We had so many memories.
Do you remember that time when we did that thing in that place and a thing happened that was out of the ordinary? Oh my God, I remember that thing. We made such memories then.
So many things happened. And we did them together, remember? How it was you and me?
It was like literally you and me were there together in the same place. And then a thing happened, and now we remembered that thing happening.
Live on air as we were being interviewed.
Yes, because you and I are both best friends. We're the friendliest. We're the bestest, friendliest friends that ever bested.
I'm gonna turn on Alex later in this episode. And it's appropriate that I forgot this is mirrored and I whispered that at you.
And I will suspect nothing.
No, you are an idiot.
I won't see it coming at all.
No, and my tiny little skateboard is going to fall apart before it even touches you.
You know you rigged the skateboard too hard when the wind blowing past it as you raise it up to smash it over somebody caused it to shatter into a million pieces. It's amazing, Kate. Tonight featured one of the worst, most saddest looking botches in a match that I've ever seen, and it was completely overshadowed by a worked skateboard.
Because botches happen. A prop department being that inept is a whole other thing.
Apparently, they sawed through the whole skateboard and then held it together with Scotch tape. Any props department will tell you, you saw through it 3/4 of the way and you leave the grip tape that's holding it together. You leave that intact. You leave that tiny little, it's really easy to do.
Hey, Alex, you know what else? She can't skateboard.
Well, this is the whole thing is that I have a feeling that they think of the skateboarding as a babyface thing. And so her smashing the skateboard over her best friend's back right after she cost her the title. It was an act not only of defiance against her former best friend, but also it signified her turning from good to evil. They did all of that. It was a metaphor for literally all of the things. And because they suck so much, they blew it on a terrible prop.
Well, you know what? Her hair was already brown, so how else was she going to signify it? You know what I mean? Like, if you're already a brunette or, have black hair.
Yeah.
You can't just dye your hair to be like, hey, I'm different now. So I guess you have to ditch your hobby. Because hobbies are inherently heel and face.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's true. Magic the Gathering, babyface.
Sure.
D&D, heel. It's very similar, but also very different.
It's so true.
Macrame, babyface, crocheting, heel.
obviously.
I have no idea what
This is a heel
macrame
cup.
is, but I just decided to say it because it's a funny word.
It is. It's a fun word.
Gluing macaroni onto a piece of construction paper to make a painting. Heel. It's very true. It's wasting pasta, and that makes you a heel.
But macaroni necklaces, babyface, because it's useful. You can wear it as jewelry.
You can wear it as jewelry.
Bro, I was such a heel growing up. I was putting macaroni on all sorts of shit. Guys, what is going on? Yesterday, first of all, I'll just say this. If you're not subscribed to Fightful Select, what are we doing, people? Subscribe to Fightful Select. It's $5 a month. Like, you should. It's the most breaking news in all of wrestling. It's the best. That's where all the cool kids hang out. That's where Alex and I do post shows for pay-per-views, whatever. On Fightful Select last night, before Alex got on to do his Raw review, he said, do you want to come on? I did not realize how badly he needed me to come on, or I would have been there. I would have been there for you if you had if you had fully explained that you needed someone so bad. Because you had kind of reached a breaking point because The Miz has a hello, my name is I have huge balls shirt or some shit.
Yes. Yep.
My breaking point today.
Massive balls.
Massive balls. Excuse me. I did not mean to speak out of term. However, it was the Pretty Deadly showing up at a bar and them not fighting sketch for me that I would not have been able to do this show alone. I would have dragged you out of wherever you were.
This review needs a buddy system. Like every week, you cannot do this alone. Don't forget your buddy. Don't leave your buddy. It's the buddy system.
But you're not my buddy, friend.
I'm
not anymore.
I'm not your buddy, guy. Daisy Ruth sends in a humper chat at humperchats.com. Says, hi, guys. Been meaning to send a humper chat since Alex's U-Haul debacle. So have some of the insurance payouts on my Mustang, RIP. Not watching tonight. Playing TMNT Shredder's Revenge instead, and we'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Well, thank you, Daisy Ruth. The moral of that story is always get the insurance because we didn't have to pay a single dime out of my ridiculous, stupid driving. So that's pretty awesome.
The moral of that story also is watch TMNT Shredder, whatever the hell, instead of NXT. Daisy is such a delightful, wonderful human being. She's one of the few people I miss on Twitter. So thank you for sending that in because she's delightful and super nice.
Nerd Guru says, weekly Kate looks gorgeous tonight, chat.
Oh, thanks.
Because it's like always true, and as always, respectful hard eyes.
Well, thank you. With respectful hard eyes. I do not feel cute today, so thank you.
So we got this whole thing started at the beginning of the show. Okay, the whole thing started with the little flashback of last week. Cora and Roxanne, best friends till the end.
Best friends.
Winning the tag team titles, women's tag team
best
titles.
Friends do.
Yes. From Toxic Attraction. Surely to keep the titles as long as their friendship would let them, which is to say forever and a day. But then there's a little thing of like, we see Mandy Rose say, so Roxanne thinks she's gonna cash in on me. Well, we'll see if she even makes it to next week. And then they cut away from that video to Roxanne lying there, writhing around on the ground in the parking lot. And
just one security guard. Just one in the NXT parking lot. That's all I ask.
Silly me, Kate. I took it at face value. I thought Mandy Rose attacked her.
Oh, I immediately was like, it's Cora Jade.
I figured it out near the end, but I was like, oh yeah, I mean, Mandy Rose attacked her because she said she was gonna, and it's absolutely their MO. It makes perfect sense as retaliation for what happened last week and to spare Mandy Rose. I thought at the time, oh, they're just gonna do the thing where this means Roxanne has more to overcome. How will she ever overcome and also overcome all of the odds and also all of the evens? So many things standing in her path, obstacle after obstacle. And let's just throw one more in there, in that she was attacked by Mandy Rose in the parking lot. I thought, because silly me, didn't think at the time they would be stupid enough to do the thing they actually did. That was just me, though.
No, I figured it was going to be that, and I figured Roxy was going to lose, because otherwise I feel like this would have been on Great American Bash. I feel like it would have been on the Gap if we were going to get a title change.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think we were going to get a title change, but yeah.
Yeah, and Mandy did give that really gripping promo of saying, like, things always work out for the champ. So I could understand why people would think it was Mandy, but I had just been, like, reading stuff during the spoiler weeks about Cora turning on her.
Yeah. JW Pringle sends in something and says, "Good day, SGSers. NXT 2.0 is a black hole that attracts just the worst wrestling tropes. All of it is bad. All of it. Paul Elizabeth is, and this ongoing... Paul Elizabeth is not. And this ongoing bit is the only saving grace. And Alex and Kate, too. So thank you, JW Pringle."
Thank you, JW Pringle. It's not that it attracts the worst tropes, because some of the tropes aren't bad. It's that when you take those tropes and they're the only tropes you have for months, if not years, then they become bad. Can They Coexist can be a really well done trope if you don't do it every 10 minutes. Best friends turning on each other can be really well done if you do literally anything else with the women's tag team title picture.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So we started out the night with Apollo Crews and Giovanni Vinci. And Fabian Eichner, because I refuse to call him his stupid nickname, his stupid new gimmick that sucks.
Come on, it's so fun to say.
It's Giovanni Vinci.
No, that's not how you say it. Giovanni Vinci.
I mean, that's Giovanni Vinci. He's from the old country.
Like a Vinny Vici thing, right? Though,
yeah,
like Giovanni Vinci.
Yes. I think it's dumb. I think they should just let Fabian Eichner be Fabian Eichner, but I understand they're not allowed to do that. Fabian Eichner is one of the best wrestling talents they have employed by this company, no matter NXT, SmackDown, or Raw. And Apollo Crews is also really, really, really good. And they got to have a match, and it was fun and good. And the thing about the match was, Kate, going into it, I was like, I don't know how you pick a guy to win.
Correct.
You know? Because both these guys shouldn't lose. Giovanni Vinci's just got his whole new thing repackaged. He needs to win several matches in a row to get going. Apollo Crews just showed up at NXT. This is his first ever singles match back in the company. Back in this part of the company, he needs to win too. Surely they wouldn't just do a cop-out bullshit interference with the ref is turned thing. Surely they wouldn't do that, Kate. That would be taking an easy way out, and they never do that.
Are you new here?
Are you picking up my sarcasm because I'm laying it on pretty thick?
You know how I was able to pick up on that? Because we're best friends.
We are.
As of right now.
As of now, not anything can happen by the end of the night. You never know.
The match was good.
The match was good.
I think I didn't appreciate stalling suplexes as much as I should have in my youth. I didn't really watch wrestling in my youth, but I Love them. And Giovanni Vinci has a really, really good one. They're very, 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 very fun. This match was great.
It's not even like a stalling suplex. It's like a dude jumps from the top rope and directly into position to be suplexed, and Fabian Eichner just catches the dude. And it's impressive no matter who he does it to. But he's like just snatching 250-pound Apollo Crews out of the air like it's nothing. That guy's crazy good.
He is, both of them. I thought this was a really solid match. I was bummed because I immediately knew the rest of the episode was going to be downhill from here. But really good, and also nice just to see like two kind of evenly matched opponents. They were pretty similar in stature. I agree with you that neither of them were in a position where they should lose, but it's also WWE programming, so I'm sure they're going to 50-50 this to death. I at least want to see both of these guys wrestle in a ring. I'm excited to see them wrestle each other. And I'm excited that Apollo seems to be presented as a person that, like, might be someone you've met in life before as a friend now. Like the Nigerian thing. Like, fake accent, Apollo Crews didn't work.
Nope.
Diner Vigilante, they seem to have scratched, which is a relief.
They didn't like really scratch it though. That was just like that's his hobby. We were talking about babyface and heel hobbies.
Yes.
That's his, when he's not in the ring, he's a diner vigilante. Like
it's fun. That's fun.
Yeah, it's just a way he does. It's how he passes the time. Some people play Pokemon Go, and he beats up dudes in diners.
As a Jersey resident, diners are my culture, so I appreciate that there's somebody safeguarding them for me.
Yeah.
But I thought this match was a lot of fun. If they build a feud and a story out of it, I'll be more excited than if this was a one-off, because it would at least justify Apollo losing. Yeah. I think he could probably take the loss a little bit more than Giovanni Vinci, just because he has an established base and career before this a little bit more.
And this is the way they think. Oh, we're starting a real feud between him and Zion Quinn, a guy who can't beat literally anybody, like at all, because we book him to lose a lot. So the first big feud for Apollo Crews will be against a guy that it won't be impressive if he beats him. And if we somehow book Apollo Crews to lose this feud, it feels weird because the guy we're choosing to beat Apollo Crews has no momentum otherwise. So let's have that guy leap over the barrier out of the crowd wearing sunglasses and a red baseball cap and punch him once and throw him into the ring so Giovanni Vinci can do his amazing twisting last ride thing that he does. It's just like it would be really interesting if like Zion Quinn was on a 6-match winning streak, and then he picks a fight with Apollo Crews because he's feeling good about himself. But like we haven't seen Zion Quinn win a match in like months, months.
I think you're forgetting last week he gave a promo where he said he was the best. So that's what that by NXT law that means he is.
I am quite literally forgetting that. Yeah.
I meant it sarcastically, but he did give a promo that was like, "I'm great. I have no evidence about why I'm great, but I am."
I believe it happened. I also believe that I took no notice of it because they've taught me to take no notice of Zion Quinn with the way that they book him, and so it feels very odd that they would choose him to be Apollo Crews' first real feud in NXT again.
You know the song "Unforgettable"?
Yeah, I do.
We could do like a Linda and Sheila. It's forgettable in every way because so much of Zion Quinn and the show happened.
Yeah. It's forgettable
in every way.
So regrettable.
Save it for the jukebox round. We got to keep these people on the hook. They're all tuning in to see Sheila and Linda duets.
Jeremy Pringle says, Vinky, Vonky, Vonky, and Clyde. He wrote down fart sound, but I decided to do the thing.
I did the Ace Ventura one.
We got Paul Elizabeth responding to the earlier Sir Pringle chat by saying, "Well said, Sir Pringle. The Team Kalex and SGS are our saving grace."
Yo, how happy is my dad that I'm at my apartment and he doesn't have to watch this anymore? Probably very. Except they have more company coming tomorrow, so my mom will be cleaning till 3 a.m. for no reason.
Yeah.
But, win some, lose some.
So I'm honestly, I'm glad that they gave Vinky Vonky a win.
The dub.
Good for him. Let's see it continue. I want to see him like if Wesley doesn't beat Carmelo Hayes, then let's have Giovanni Vinci do it, and then after that, then we'll get Tony D'Angelo versus Giovanni Vinci, and then that's his new name for me now, Giovanni Vinci versus Tony D'Angelo for who is the real Italian American champion, because I will never give it up. Even if I wanted to, I can't. It's a bit that must continue.
It's a dream. It's a dream.
It is the dream. Tiffany Stratton got a manicure while reminiscing. Yours is on point.
Thank you.
On fleek, as the kids say 7 years ago.
Or I still say about my bangs, because they are. They're not off fleek. Are you calling my bangs off fleek? Because I'll stop being your best friend. Don't make me stop being your best friend.
Listen, I don't know what's on or off the fleek. I don't even know what a fleek is or how one would get on it or get off of it. I'm not sure what it is. A fleek one of those things like a tweet or a TikTok? Are you fleeking? Should we all get on the Fleek app? Is it fleeking? I'm fleeking.
Is there Is there an on fleek tag team like the TikTok tag?
I'm fleeking. When that's voguing, I'm very confused.
I swear to God, one more husband and you are no longer my best friends.
You don't have to worry about that, dear. I've long aged past that age, I think. I'm not really sure. Tiffany Stratton got a manicure and reminisced about her match with Wendy Chu. And then she said some complimentary stuff to her nail salon worker, to her manicurist. But then on her way out, she said some mean stuff to the woman behind the counter. And then she says Toodles as she walked away. So Toodles is definitely going to be a shirt. If you're going to make a shirt that says, "Hello, my name is I have massive balls," you owe it to the rest of us to do a Toodles shirt where Toodles is just written on the back.
Yeah, I'm in on that.
Yeah.
It's going to be like bright pink and obnoxious as hell, though.
Oh, yeah.
And there'll be a little purse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I believe the name of the salon was Tough as Nails, which I think is a fantastic name for a nail salon.
I think there's probably several across the world.
Let's Google it. You
It's
Google,
like the Toxic Lounge.
Yeah. Google Tough as Nails nail salon and tell me and then start reading off the city and state or country that it appears in every time. We're just running slow, I guess. Jaden Pringle says, "Stop fighting. We're all friends, damn it. We're just pretending to fight, like best friends do, for real."
We're not just friends. We're best friends.
Best friends. Yeah.
Haven't we made that clear over the past few weeks?
Come on, people. We're best friends.
I'm okay with them running back Wendy and Tiffany. I liked that.
Sure. I mean, yes. Sure. It's one of those deals where NXT, they don't really know what the hell they're doing, obviously, because they're a WWE property, but I don't know where we're going with any of this. Tiffany Stratton seems like she could wind up being NXT Women's Champion for like a year or she could be called up tomorrow. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's one of those weird things with them.
That's how I kind of feel about Carmelo, honestly. Same thing. There's a Tough as Nails in Millvale, Pennsylvania, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Just so you know.
Cameron Grimes cut a promo about how he's a loser. Like he was interacting with the crowd, who was like, "You got robbed." He's like, "No, I didn't get robbed. I lost the the NXT championship. I'm sorry, everybody. Yes, I did mess that up, but I've been thinking about the North American championship as well, since I also did just lose that. I have been losing a lot of matches recently. I feel this is my depressed Cameron Grimes voice. I do not know what is next for me, Cameron Grimes." This is something I don't know about. Luis Polito, our wonderful mod, says Cameron Grimes' theme music no longer has WrestleFlow, which is a war crime. I don't know what WrestleFlow is. I wish I did. But here's the deal. We got JD McDonough coming out. And he says some uncomplimentary things to Cameron Grimes. And then Cameron Grimes fights him off in the ring. They punch each like, "Why don't you get out of my ring, you loser? I'm here. All these people thought I was going to make my debut this week, but I made it last week because that's a swerve." That's what they tell me. I'm the Irish Ace JD McDonough, I am. And then he headbutts him, and they have a little brawl. And Cameron Grimes stands tall in the ring, and literally on camera, unbleeped says, "Come on back in this ring, motherfucker." I just love Cameron Grimes completely losing his mind. Just like, yeah, sure. Let's just drop that on TV at the 8:10 hour.
I appreciated him also saying, like, "You're in this ring, you're talking to me. Like, look at me when you're talking to me." That felt like the same character that we've seen of recent, of him telling people backstage, like, stop screwing around all the time with everything. Like, I really enjoyed that. I'll say this. If you took JD McDonough, Grayson Waller in theory, and I didn't have my contacts in, I would not be able to tell the three of them apart.
Mm-hmm.
They're all like the most generic white dudes in the world.
Mm-hmm. Generic white heels. Yep.
Yeah, and like the way too similar of a gimmick. I don't know. Like the vignettes for JD were well produced, but I'm like, who are you?
Mm-hmm.
Why should you just like come here and demand things from Cameron Grimes?
We saw him already working out while nude, except for a pair of tighty whities and a icy face mask. So he's Irish American Psycho. But
like he can't even have an OnlyFans in that company. Nope. So what are you like? Put some clothes on while you're.
I don't even know what you're doing here. I will say they've announced Cameron Grimes versus JD McDonough. Because you got to say it like that, McDonough, next week. That match is going to be very good.
Yes.
And I don't know what we do with Cameron Grimes coming out of that, because he's going to lose that match. And so he is a loser now. And so now what? Because
he's a creep.
Yeah, he's a creep.
He's a loser.
He's definitely going to join. I went back and watched the thing from last week where everybody said it was purple light and he was going to join the Judgment Day. There was no purple light. The lights flickered and then came back on, which means he's going to be.
He's joining House of Black.
No, it's the worst case scenario. He's joining Joe Gacy.
No.
Yeah, he's absolutely joining Joe Gacy. He'll fight back against him, but eventually he will join Joe Gacy. Cameron Grimes, Josiah Williams, the amazing Josiah Williams, his rap track was removed from Grimes' theme song.
He's WrestleFlow.
He is WrestleFlow. Now I realize that's. I thought WrestleFlow was like a. I don't know. I thought it was like a YouTube channel. I'm not really sure what is.
It probably is that too.
It could be as well. Speaking of Joe Gacy, the dyad is no longer the dyad. They've been renamed Schism for no reason whatsoever. I don't understand at all why they can't just be the dyad. It's a dumb name. Schism is a worse name. Who the hell cares? But why would we just decide it is me and the Schism are here? Like, no, you don't just get to drop that on us out of the blue there, Joe.
I'm sure you do.
Like what did you change their name, or did they change their name? Anyway, they say he says that they say that they are ready to reveal their true selves next week. So
next week when they're going to be Parabola because they're Tool fans.
Yes. Listen, why can't we not be sober, Kate? Like I just want to start things over because this is the worst. I'm done. Here's the thing. Next week when they're going to reveal their true selves, I'm almost willing to put honest money down on the fact that they won't reveal who they are, but they will reveal their true selves metaphorically. Like, we know it's the friggin' Grizzled Young Vets. Just friggin' do it already. This is going nowhere, and who cares? Yes, the Battle of One Jam Beard also uses your same joke. Schism, so Joe Gacy's a Tool fan, I guess. Yeah, but also the logo for Schism now has a peace sign behind it. So, like, he's still doing the whole, like, hey, man, all-inclusive, man, peace, bro. Here's
like
my
a
friends.
Tool album, it feels like it's taking a decade to come to fruition. Unlike a Tool album, I'm not excited for it in the slightest.
Yeah, it was weird because, like, Joe Gacy interrupted Vic Joseph and Wade Barrett just talking to the camera. It's like, hello, it is us. Look up here at nothing while we interrupt your broadcast. It was just ridiculous. Oh, it doesn't make any friggin' sense. The Battle of One Jam Beard asks a question. Can we have Papa H booking NXT again, please? He's supposed to be there. This is not his handiwork.
He's definitely not booking right now.
Yeah.
Nothing made sense.
Yeah, Shockkid29 says, reading about tonight's booking, the only thing I can think happened is Vince Russo somehow possessed HBK or whoever is running NXT 2.0. Yeah. Queen Monet says, why is Grimes surrounded by purple unless Judgment Day? Is he surrounded by purple? I haven't seen him surrounded by purple.
Maybe he's just a big Sour Graps fan. Did you guys ever think of that?
Perhaps.
It's not all about Judgment Day. Some people just like support Sour Graps colors.
If they were to do if they were to tease Cameron Grimes moving to the main roster and then joining up with an already established main roster faction, if they were to actually connect those dots for us ahead of time, that would be the first time they had ever done that ever. So you understand why I am somehow pessimistic that they are actually doing any of that.
Correct.
Right. Kemp is watching tape, meaning the DVR'd episode of NXT from last year. We're doing film study. We sat down with the TiVo and we ran back the match. It says this is Luis saying this. It says Kemp watches tape with Dem loafs, the walking loaves of white bread. And it says, hey man, I appreciate you showing me, what I did wrong or whatever. I'd love to run it back one day. Absolutely, that's right. Iron sharpens iron, diamonds cut diamond. And I'm like, I know the first part. I've never heard the second part. Like, do diamonds cut diamond, or it's like just like ching? I don't really know how that works. I know diamonds cut everything else. Do diamonds? I'm not really sure. I honestly don't care. It was a weird thing that Julius just dropped it as though it was a common phrase that I have never heard before.
I feel like it was more of an SAT thing, like iron sharpens iron is to diamonds cutting diamonds.
Yes. And so then they leave, and then Roddy Strong shows up, says, "What do you mean run it back? You cost me the NXT tag team titles. Next week I'm gonna kick your ass for it." And Damon Kemp's like, "Wait, no, but I didn't consent to the match. I don't know what's happening." And then that's it. So now we're gonna get Roddy Strong versus Damon Kemp next week in a match nobody asked for.
I don't know. If you want to win the tag team titles, choose someone that's been there more than 4 minutes. You're smarter than that, Roddy. Your stable has changed so many times.
Yes. So Batted to One Jam Beard says that maybe Gacy and the Dyad will change their name again and become Maynard James Keenan's other band song, 3 Libras.
Well played.
This is whatever this is. It is not a perfect circle. It is like it is a janky ass trapezoid if I've ever seen one in my life.
At best, an oblate spheroid.
Yeah, I would say. That is giving them way too much credit.
That was generous.
Hey, Grayson Waller's pissed off.
Okay, why?
Because he lost.
He's mad that he's mad that he loses. He loses all the time. It doesn't give a shit.
He's mad that he lost to Carmelo Hayes. I'm going to talk about this now because it just kind of works its way back together again. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams are on a rooftop pool with some random ladies wearing bikinis, drinking champagne, talking about how awesome they are. And I mean, like, NXT as a rule has like 4 times as much wrestling as any episode of Raw. So I can't like be angry about like, hey, you could be doing something else here. Yeah. But I'm going to say you could be doing something else here with both these things. I don't give a shit that Grayson Waller is upset that he lost his NXT North American title match, which he shouldn't have had in the first damn place. I don't care. Like, that's an interview that doesn't need to happen. Like, you can get that off my screen. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, I don't know, how are we developing their character? Like, nothing about
by adding hot chicks.
But that if like this segment has been brought to you by boobs. Like, I don't understand what we're doing with like, nothing has been added to who they are. Their relationship didn't change. That we didn't find out any new information about them.
Yes, we did. They hang out with hot chicks.
But we've already done one of those before. Like, we've literally already done Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams hang out with hot chicks. So I guess we're supposed to be like, oh, these are different hot chicks.
Yeah.
And therefore,
these are champion defense hot chicks.
Yep. I guess.
You know what I had an issue with in this whole thing? The Grayson Waller thing was really short, so I didn't really give a shit. A few things. One, Carmelo called himself Shaq and Kobe, and I'm like, didn't Swerve and Keith Lee say that like 2 weeks ago?
Yep.
Also, Shaq and Keith Lee, dear Lord. Shaq and Kobe were both great on their own. Trick Williams has won like 2 matches. And I'll just say, maybe what we're eventually going to come to learn is that you can be partying with all the hot chicks in the world, Alex, but sometimes you can't deliver. Sometimes if you add more hot chicks to a situation, it adds more pressure and you start to get in your head and then things build up and you find yourself in a sexual situation and you can't perform, but you got to reach for something. And Sean Ross Sapp is here to tell you all about what you can do if you're in a situation with super hot chicks after defending your title as you do, but you can't perform.
Is your penis soft? Is it difficult to get hard? Do you have issues with sexual performance? Do you have issues with sexual confidence? BlueChew.com, code FIGHTFUL, gives you your first shipment of Blue Chew for free. It will help you get a harder, stronger erection. It will make you more confident in your sexual performance. You take an online questionnaire. You work with an online physician. You don't wait in line at the pharmacy. You don't wait in line at the doctor's office. It's prepared and shipped direct in a discreet package. That way, nobody knows that you are getting Blue Chew in order to make your penis erect. Blue Chew and the code FIGHTFUL gets you your first shipment free if you want an erect penis. I'm going to end the ad now.
Take it from Sean Ross Sapp, known for championship defenses and flirting with hot chicks.
Yep.
That's our Sean.
Jitter Pringle says, my son walked by as Alex said this segment was brought to you by boobs. And a 17-year-old with autism's head damn near spun off his neck. Ha ha ha. Thank you for the laugh. Thank you, Jitter Pringle.
He's so awesome. And I'm not just saying that because he's basically my adopted brother.
Yeah.
But he's so great.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Lord in heaven. So, yeah, anyway, okay, so we got Double Vest in the Beach hanging out in a bar, and there's an establishing shot where there's this girl who is wearing the most obnoxious pink cowboy hat, which matches her obnoxious pink crop top. And she's just like nodding at somebody. Very, yes.
These are the same bitches that wear Yankee pink pinstripes, and I want to punch their faces in when I go to Yankee Stadium. Continue.
You could tell I'm a girl because I'm wearing pink. You could call this a cowgirl hat. Get it? Because I'm obviously so girly because I'm wearing pink.
I'm a walking gender reveal party.
It's okay. I was about to say no shade on you if you actually wear these kind of things, but I'm lying. Shade on you. I'm shading.
So much shade.
So much shade. Like
so much.
So much shade. So all these rednecks are sitting around this redneck bar, and in walks the Yes Boys, and of course they are also dressed up as cowboys. And the the first thing out of the Beach's mouth is, I think you boys walked into the wrong bar. And I'm like, what am I watching? Is it, what did this?
We don't take kindly.
We don't take kindly to your kind around here. You're a long way from home, ain't you, boy? You ain't from around here, are you? I mean, listen, it's Florida. Like there are literally places within a 100-yard radius of the CWC that the Yes Boys would not be allowed in without getting their shit stomped in. Like it's not funny. Like it's just not funny to be like just aping that whole thing and be like, oh, and also after this whole segment, we'll talk more about this segment. Vic Joseph been like, yay, I sure do love that Double Vest in the Beach. These guys are great. USA, USA. I'm like, just what? What are we doing?
USA.
So they come in and be like, you know, we want. Why did you bring these nice looking titles into this dump? And then everybody else stands up, and the threat is levied by literally everyone in the bar. We're gonna beat you to death because y'all ain't from around here. And then only Fallon Henley's standing like, we're not doing this in my bar. We're gonna have a match next week. And that's it. And then they leave, and it's like, and then Vic Jones was like, ha ha! Did you see them? They had to back down from that fight. Well, yeah, because there was a whole bunch of drunk rednecks there with like pool cues, and there were two of them. That's a fight you back down from. Like, I don't know, just like Vic Jones was like, yes, they has opted to fight 2-on-25, and they lost. Like, I don't know what Vic Joseph wants.
I have so many issues with this segment. First of all, I want a contract signing for this match, and the facilitator of it, you know who the facilitator is.
Who's that?
A horse lawyer.
Horse lawyer.
If there's gonna be a contract,
yes,
and double Best and Beach are involved, horse lawyers gotta look over that contract.
Right.
This whole thing, I was like, this looks like bullshit that I shot in high school for a history project. It was really so bad. Like, we don't take kindly to folk around here is like stuff sophomore year Kate outgrew. Like, it's so, if not before that, to be honest. Like, and just the cheersing of the beer and the girl in the cowgirl hat. Why are you having two people come to a bar to not fight? Is the dumbest shit in the whole wide world. I'm sorry. If you were just going to have a match happen in the ring, like two guys walking into the bar to not fight anybody is stupid. It is an inherently dumb thing to do. Also, does Fallon Henley have stake in a bar, or is she a bartender? Is this
this is her family's bar, and she works behind the bar sometimes.
So she's not gonna have a fight in her family's bar
because they might like break the chairs or whatever. You know how bar fights go.
Well, maybe you shouldn't foster the kind of clientele that when two people simply walk into a bar, 25 people threaten to fight them. That seems real dumb. Also, I have questions about this bar and the legal proceedings of it because I'm assuming the deed was executed by a horse lawyer, and I need answers. This was so stupid.
Yep.
It was so stupid. You make the faces look so dumb and weak in this. I don't understand, how a billion-dollar company continues to produce the most sophomoric, basic shit in the world. It's so bad.
I think you boys just wandered into the wrong bar is absolute quote that has been said in a Florida bar 1,000,000 times, and things went south from there.
But also, they didn't walk into the wrong bar because they were looking for those two guys specifically.
Right, yeah, it's true. They didn't walk in the wrong bar. Like, they're here to see you, Beej. They came to see you, Beej. How could they be in the wrong bar? Unless you're saying
the daughter of the owners of the bar.
Unless you're saying, Beej, that people like them aren't welcome in this establishment. And when I say people like them, that gives you a choice. Foreigners or another option that we're saying they probably whatever. I'm not even going to go. It's just ridiculous. Jake Salazar says, I know for a fact there's a bar in Orlando just like that because I've seen this happen. And Luis Polito says, same here in South Texas, unfortunately. And Jake Salazar says it's a horse bar. Well, I'm a horse bar.
Alex, you know how that horse became a lawyer?
He passed the bar. He passed the horse bar exam.
I love us so much because we're best friends.
We're best friends.
And I don't like NXT very much these days.
No. So next week we're gonna get the Double S and the Beach versus the Yes Boys for the NXT UK titles.
I really hope Pretty Deadly wins.
Me too. And honestly, I hope they go back to NXT UK and they have great matches with the talent over there.
Yeah.
And because I feel like they got off on the wrong foot.
To no fault of their own.
To no fault of their own. It was them being the guys in the ski masks that beat up the Creed brothers and then like spray painted stuff on the wall. That's not who the Yes Boys are. That's a completely different thing. That's not who Pretty Deadly is. That was a bad idea to do any of that. And they never really recovered. And you're like, we're going to put the titles on you just to have give the Creeds something to overcome along the way.
After they put it on the wrong team at Stand and Deliver.
Right. All that stuff.
Look, Jake. How does a horse become a lawyer? He passes the horse bar joke was fantastic. You can tell me to go on and clock out. I don't know if you've noticed, the puns just keep coming. All right. Yeah. I've never said they were good.
Nope.
But they have.
But they're not going to go away.
Not going away.
They're not going to go away. We got Tater Tots versus Tater Paxley versus Caden Carter with Ivy Nile at ringside. And Tater Paxley makes it all the way. It was in I will say this. I've never seen anybody get into a leg lock, like a weird version of some kind of figure four thing. I've never seen anybody like wrap their own legs up in it and then jump and twist in the air to land on their own back. That was really cool. Like, kudos to you, Caden Carter. That thing was great.
And awesome. Caden Carter, the only person who, when somebody dives while they're running ropes, stopped and stomped on someone in the history of all of wrestling.
Yeah.
So good on her.
Yeah. Battle of One Jam Beard says horse lawyer took the Ace Attorney course. It's true.
Here's what's gonna happen. Ivy Nile, Tatum Paxley, right?
Yeah.
All the makings to become best friends. They have so many memories now just from this one match.
It's true.
So they'll win the titles and then immediately split up 2 weeks later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I liked it. I liked that one move, and then that was it. Because Tater Paxley crawled all the way to the ropes and then rolled up Caden Carter, as suggested by Vic Joseph, that she did it because Ivy Nile coached her how to do it, even though Ivy Nile really didn't do anything. God bless Ivy Nile. She doesn't have a whole lot of she's really fun to watch in the ring because she's ice cold. Like when she's in there, do it like she's dead behind the eyes, just an absolute straight killer.
She's a machine. She's awesome.
So when they're asking her to be like this weird, friendly mentor to Tater Paxley, it doesn't make any sense because they're really, really bad at doing creative. Because here's what we have. We have a woman here, Ivy Nile, who's a fucking Terminator. That's what she is. I know. Let's have her do something that entirely belies that she's not good at portraying outside the ring. Let's do that. And every time she does it, it takes a little bit away from the believability of the thing that she is good at in the ring. They suck at being creative, at doing creative for wrestling. They just suck at it. And yep. It's incomprehensible to me that the biggest company in the world can't see that the people they have running creative at their developmental, actual major cable live television show suck at it and then replace them with somebody who doesn't suck so much.
Well, it's just dumb because a woman that's as tiny as she is, that's as ice cold as she is, should be having a mouthpiece for her not leading an angle like this, like a manager, or like I think it would be super fun if instead of running around with Damon Kemp, like Roddy Strong was kind of like pushing her along. I think that would be so fun if it was like you're my like little sister kind of thing. Like would be so much fun to do that with her and Roddy.
Yep.
I'm glad she doesn't have a hobby. Like that's a step in the right direction, I guess. She's not a porn accountant, but no, she's just someone that like probably should just be an ice cold killer in the ring. Like not everybody needs to have a high school sketch behind whatever they're doing.
Right.
Like, let her go out there and kick ass. I wish she was in Nikita Lyons' spot, to be honest. Like I wish she was going to be the one to dethrone Mandy. I think she's so much stronger. But they're doing this. I like Tatum Paxley a lot. I think she has a lot of potential. I don't like the storyline, and I don't like this presentation of Ivy. It feels so counterintuitive to everything that we've already learned about her, unfortunately.
JW Pringle says, Fallon Henry, maybe she's barn with it.
The guy that told me to clock out over my puns is bringing maybe she's barn with it.
No, that's Jake Salazar.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, JW Pringle. You're on the side of right. You're on the side of good horse puns.
Maybe she's barn with it. Maybe it's horse lawyer.
Maybe it's horse lawyer.
Alpha Bill says to JW Pringle, I say nay.
Look, if you don't like puns, it's going to be a long night for y'all. I'm sorry.
Hey, Sanga defeated Duke Hudson.
Poor Duke.
Because last week Sanga hit a cannonball into the pool during the little Great American Bash celebration, and it splashed on Duke Hudson. And he talked about how he was going to get an ear infection. So you think it's funny that you did a cannonball last week, and I had been spending all week getting water out of my ears. To which I say, like, if it's that big of it, like it was like you shouldn't go in a pool, or you should wear earplugs. Like I know I used to get swimmer's ear really bad, and so like I stopped then going in the pool,
right?
Unless I had earplugs in.
Right.
It doesn't happen so much anymore, but it was bad. But then you know what I did? I took agency, and I did it myself to try and fix the problem, as opposed to like no one is allowed to do cannonballs while I am in the pool. Is a dumb thing.
You didn't
to
fight
do.
anybody over it?
No. Also, I was like 15 years old, and I had more common sense than a man in his 30s.
Yeah. I don't know. Like if I was allergic to orange juice, I probably wouldn't hang out at like the vat of orange juice that Orange Cassidy and Jericho had their thing in. Like, just seems like a dumb reason to pick a fight with someone as big as Sanga.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm right about that.
You are. Jake Salazar says, I say giddy the F up out of here with these puns.
Well, how the turntables, as they say on The Office.
Anyway, Sanga and Sanga still wearing he's still shopping at Gold Burkington Coat Factory. I don't understand. He looks so weird in that getup. He looked better in the Braun Strowman stuff.
It's
like,
true, but they needed to outfit control your narrative, so he had to give it all back.
They literally said, hey, big man, he's not around here anymore. Wear his stuff. And then he was like, okay, now I found my own gear. What is it? Well, it's black trunks, black boots, black knee pads, black elbow pads, and MMA gloves. And we're like, great. And I'm saying, no, not great. Like, do something. Put like the India flag on the butt or something. Do something. It's like it's so obviously Goldberg stuff. The only thing missing is the weird tribal tattoo.
It also doesn't like go along with, like, he's been a charismatic face. Like, it doesn't really fit like what they've built up for him. But this match was kind of boring, to be honest. Like, I don't really have anything in my notes about it. There weren't really any super memorable spots that I could think of. But it happened.
Yeah, Duke Hudson did a big boot that caught Sanga flush in the face, and then Sanga chokeslammed him. So Duke Hudson's completely buried. He's done. He was doing better when he was wearing Aladdin gold lame genie vests and losing at poker. That's a true.
He's so good.
The Battle of One Jam Beard says Sanga equals Braunberg.
No, don't say that.
Braunberg.
I liked his promos better than either Goldberg or Braun, and I haven't understood what he's saying in half of them, so that's sad.
Alpha Bill says the island of lost wrestling attire.
The mountain of gear creation.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if it's like the island of lost, it's like the island of relevancy that the big tribal chief dog says, or I like to think of it as the island of misfit toys from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Nobody wants a Charlie in the box.
Nobody wants a Braun pants. They're literally cobbled together from several other pairs of pants.
Buddy, NXT is the island of irrelevancy for sure. Hey, you know what?
What's that?
To chokeslam someone like Duke Hudson, you'd have to be pretty strong.
You would.
You would,
One would think. Yeah.
You probably aren't having a bunch of sugary crap for breakfast in the morning.
Probably not.
You're probably having like a protein-packed breakfast. But like, you can't have steak and eggs every day, man. You kind of want like the nostalgia of a cereal from your childhood. Well, that's a solution, folks. And Sean Ross Sapp is here to tell you about it.
Do you like cereal but hate all the junk that's associated with it? Well, MagicSpoon.com/Fightful has you covered. Save $5 off your order when you get a custom bundle, custom box right now. 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, only 4 net grams of carbs per serving. Only 140 calories per serving. Keto-friendly, grain-free, soy-free, low-carb, and gluten-free. And right now you can build your own box. Not just right now, anytime. Blueberry, cinnamon, honey nut, maple waffle, cookies and cream, cocoa fruity frosted peanut butter. All the flavors you loved growing up. And how about this? A money-back guarantee. If for some reason you don't like it or you just want your money back, MagicSpoon.com/Fightful does that. Not only is it great in the mornings, it's great for a snack throughout the day, a midnight snack as well, without having all those carbs and unhealthy parts of cereal. MagicSpoon.com/Fightful.
Guys, with all the money that you're saving from our great sponsors, you should go spend it on Fightful Select, shouldn't you? I think you should. And guess what? Sean Ross Sapp, he's on vacation this week, but the scoops keep on rolling on Fightful Select. Big update on the I guess it's not that big of an update, but on the women's main roster tag team picture. He definitely did a stream today, even though he's on vacation because he's out of his mind. So with us in spirit, as always, go to Sean, but subscribe to Fightful Select. Hang out with Alex and I as we continue to do our paywall pay-per-view post shows. We're going to do one for Death Before Dishonor, which is very excited because I'm an ROH mark. So, exciting things.
Your internet is sugary crap. You're like...
Just now?
Well, no. While you were doing the introduction, you were like... You're back. I think... No. Now you're back. Now you're bad again. Now you're all you're pixelatedly.
All right, I'll be right back. I hate you.
She was so pixelated. She was behind by like 12 seconds. Anyway, I'm just gonna do this here with a bar in the middle of my face, a horse bar in the middle of my face. Yeah, so oh Lord, that was fun. So yeah, she'll be back. She'll be back again. She will. There's that damn New Jersey net. There we go. Oh, there she is. She's back, and she's not pixelated anymore.
Well, are you done being a bully then?
I am.
I was going to make you wrestling writer if you continue to bully me.
Matthew Plus says, do you know what's worse than any episode of NXT 2.0? Sour Graps. It's a review show hosted by two dorks about a terrible show you all shouldn't be watching. Go outside, meet people, go get lives for yourselves. Don't be sheep. This show sucks. All of these things are true. Like,
there's one true thing.
NXT is a show you should not be watching.
Right.
Nobody should be watching that show.
But you should hang out here, and you should give us all your money like Matthew Plus does.
Matthew Plus sending in money. I think the whole thing is he sent this when you were pixelated. And so isn't it funny now that we're reading it when you aren't pixelated, he doesn't realize he's paying you a compliment.
Yeah, see? No, now I'm just really pretty. So yeah. And I'm funny and I'm smart.
Battle to One Jam Beard says Kate's internet turned her into one of those pixelated hidden face whistleblower people you see on 60 Minutes.
Was it just coming out of Sean's commercial break? Because I'm just gonna blame Sean.
No, it was before that. It was as soon as you started talking about Magic Spoon, it was like
are they mad at us?
I don't
know. Are our numbers low this month? Oh,
I'm not really sure. Jake Salazar says nobody wants a Grayson Waller, and you're correct. Nobody wants a Grayson Waller. They interviewed Toxic Attraction, and they were so gleeful about Roxanne being hurt. They were just so like, sucks to be her. I was like, they probably did it. They probably had the most obvious thing be the one that actually happened, because I guess, silly me, I wanted to believe in friendship. I wanted to believe that all of the things that they said about each other last week were true. Well, they interviewed Cora Jade talking about, I don't even know if Roxanne's going to be cleared to wrestle tonight. I don't even know. Like, I have to go back and see her, which seemed like she was actually, being a good friend. How wrong I was.
It's because you don't appreciate a good friend when you have one sitting right next to you. All you do is make fun of my internet, just like the rest of you people who should be buying Magic Spoon and Blue Chew.
Yeah. So we got this weird dueling pre-match promos from the Robert Stone brand, Von Wagner, and the Leggy Blonde.
Sophia Cromwell.
Whose job I don't know what it is.
Neither does she.
What would you say you do here? And the answer is not much. I point occasionally. I have legs. And that's about it. And so
look, there's nothing wrong with Leggy Blondes, okay? Don't hate on that. That's not the problem here. Leggy blondes hold a very valuable spot in society, my dear.
I would say if the blonde's only character trait is her legginess, that might be a problem.
The NXT Women's Champion's only character trait is that she's a brunette. It can get you a long way in wrestling.
Right, I know. But not in my book. That's the thing, is that I require more. This pre-match thing of like Von Wagner being like, Solo Sikoa, you think that you have all the you think you're a great fighter. Well, I am also a great fighter. My name is Von Wagner, and I am gonna beat you up because Robinson was like, he was a 3-sport athlete, and then Sophia Cromwell was like, yeah, the Mets wanted to sign him to a minor league contract, but he said no because I'd rather play Division I football at Central Florida. And he's like, and then Von Wagner's like, it doesn't matter what football doesn't matter. Baseball doesn't matter. What matters is fighting. I am a fighter, and so are you, Solo Sikoa. But I think we will find out who is the better fighter. That is me, Von Wagner. And it was really awkward at best. And then Solo Sikoa had to cut a promo on Von Wagner, and like even he was like, I don't even know why I'm fighting this guy. I should be champion or on the main roster by now. And so nothing he said was believable because you could tell he was over and done with this feud before it even starts. Spoiler alert, this feud is just starting.
Okay, I'm impressed by how they continue to make Von Wagner worse every week. Like, it's actually impressive at this point. Why is he pulling resistance bands backstage? First of all, A, that's Diamond Mine's thing. You screwed that up well enough. And B, like, why? So he doesn't pull a muscle throwing one lariat for a match or sitting in a waist lock for 10 minutes? Like, thank God you're building up your resistance band. I don't know why we were just talking about other sports for like 5 minutes. I have no idea what was going on. I was so genuinely confused. I thought, I'm not sure, but they called him, I think, a 3-star athlete and not a 5-star athlete. Which
three sport athlete.
A 3-sport athlete. That makes more sense. I was like, 3-star athlete actually seems perfect. That seems so on point. That's the first true thing you've said. I don't understand what this feud is. I don't understand how Robert Stone has a job. Like, none of these matches mean anything,
like,
man.
Wade Barrett saying, Robert Stone is the best businessman in the history of sports entertainment. I'm like, Wade, you don't have to read everything they give you to say, man, because it makes you look stupid, because Robert Stone hasn't managed anyone who's won more than like 2 matches since he's been in NXT, and he got there like 6 years ago, man. Like, you saying this doesn't make it true. Like, it makes you look like an idiot for thinking it, let alone saying it out loud. When they hand you the script, you're allowed to tell them, no, I'm not going to say that. It makes me look dumb.
Robert Stone has only managed losers, and the matches he has set up for Von Wagner mean literally nothing ever. Ever, ever, ever. And the problem is they can't set up meaningful matches because he sucks in the ring. Like, there's just no meat on the bone with this. I don't know what Sophia Cromwell is supposed to be. I felt like this was supposed to be like how they had Jake Hager's wife present for like a minute and then she was gone. But she went from pointing to suddenly being a part of the act with no explanation at all. I don't know why Robert Stone invited her in.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we talking about his... It's not Macho Man. Like, we're not retroactively talking about someone's baseball history. It's not relevant here. Von Wagner is the only one that made sense in this by saying,
like, I just love the idea, like,
relevant.
But he actually is the truth. Like, it doesn't matter how hard I can throw a fastball.
Yeah.
It matters how hard I can throw a punch. So it's like, that's fine. Spoiler alert: Solo Sikoa didn't get in 95% of the offense in the match, so it wasn't believable. And it was 50-50. And then it was double count out, and the crowd booed. And they didn't boo, they booed because it's a really shitty cop-out booking. That's why they booed. Anytime you book a double count out and the crowd boos,
it's not heel heat. Yeah.
They're booing you, bookers. And so then we got later in the night all the gals backstage like talking about who might have attacked Roxanne Perez. I heard it was this person, but it couldn't have been this person because of this reason. I don't know. What's going on? Are you accusing us? And then bursting into the women's locker room, still fighting, are Von Wagner and Solo Sikoa. And we go to commercial. We come back from commercial. Oh, now they're still fighting in the parking lot. And eventually, they break it up enough that they're separated far enough away from each other. But then Robert Stone, like, takes off his jacket and gets in the face of Solo Sikoa. Like, it's isn't over. What kind? This is. What do you think? This is a game? You think this is a game? This isn't over. This is not over. You think this is a game? You just kept on saying those two lines over and over again.
Why the hell did it start? Like, I don't care that it's not over. I don't even know why the hell it started. Never mind why it's continuing. This is stupid.
Solo Sikoa grabbed him and says, "Who the hell do you think you are?" Which is the first thing that made any sense. And then he just tossed him into a dumpster, which is where Robert Stone belongs.
That is all. And extremely accurate. I'm kind of bummed because I think Solo Sikoa, along with Wendy Chu, are probably my favorite things on the show right now. Mm-hmm. And they have put my favorite thing on the show with this Von Wagner gimmick, which is upsetting. And then he's going to go up to the main roster, Alex. And so my favorite thing on the show will be gone on a show that I already mostly don't like. Mm-hmm. I don't know why this feud started. I don't know why it's continuing. I don't know why it's personal. I just don't know. There are 3 people involved in this Von Wagner thing, and none of it makes sense.
Nope. Jake Salazar says Heisman winner Baker Mayfield was a 3-star recruit, if I remember correctly.
Oh, good for him. He's not on my wrestling program. That's fine.
Isn't he like 5'10"? Is that why he was
probably
lower recruit, whatever? Chris Pereira says, I need Solo to pay homage to The Rock, mocking Rikishi on this feud with Vern Wagner. That's right.
Solo Sikoa might be my favorite. I was thinking about this earlier. Might be my favorite Bloodline current wrestler. I think I like him better than the Usos and Roman Reigns at this point.
Yeah,
now.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Hey, Chase U went to the UK, and when I say Chase U, I mean Andre Chase, Bodie, and Thea. They literally went to the UK, just the 3 of them, and shot some scenes there, doing some sightseeing. And I love how last week it was like, hey, how about a field trip? That's right. Yay, field trip. And the entire class goes wild. And now there's a deleted scene where Andre Chase is like, not any of you. Just the 2 people with names. I'm sorry. And you know what they could have done? They could have packed some Chase U t-shirts. They could have gone to a local university in London, said, we're with the WWE. You 10 people put on these t-shirts and walk around with us. We wouldn't have known they weren't actual NXT people.
I've memorized every Chase U student. So this is where they decide to pick nits about consistency. This moment?
Yeah. I don't understand why they didn't do that because it made it look really weird. Because then we have Andre Chase in a little voiceover saying, I took 2 of my star students to the UK with me, and it was just like, no, this one girl is like 18 years old. Please, like, I know she's old enough to make her own decisions. It's still weird that she's traveling with you, Andre Chase, to the UK. Like, she just graduated high school literally 2 weeks ago. Can we not? It's just ridiculous.
Or even justify it by like saying that the 3 of them splintered off together for some reason and that the rest of them are somewhere. Like, so many solutions.
Andre Chase also straight up lying to Bodie Hayward about how he's going to be knighted. And Bodie Hayward being like, oh, really? Cool. And then he reads a prepared speech, I guess, back at Andre Chase University, because there's some guy who wrote it for him. And he says, I'm going to kick your ass because he says we're the 7th biggest or something. How dare you say we're the 7th? We're number 1 all the time, number 1. And I still don't understand why I'm supposed to cheer for Andre Chase. I've never understood why we like Andre Chase. He's an asshole.
Yeah, but he also loses all the time. So,
right.
So he's got that going for him.
Yes. Alpha Bill says Von Wagner is the dumb tumbleweed of NXT. Come Tuesday.
That is an alarmingly accurate description.
Yeah.
And Robert Stone is the whistling wind.
Yeah.
That's just...
Jake Salazar says, yes, Baker Mayfield is undersized, but I've always loved his attitude. Sure. Okay.
He's probably a better promo than Von Wagner, man. He's not on my wrestling program,
Jesus.
so I don't know what to tell you.
He should be. Lash Legend is backstage wearing a fur coat and dribbling a basketball while also wearing sunglasses. And so this is how she says, okay, Indy Hartwell, now let's do it. We're gonna fight. And then she leaves her basketball there, and then a red baseball bat comes into frame and stops the basketball from rolling. And so we already know Alba Fire's coming. So there's really not all that surprising or at all interesting. Lash Legend and Indy Hartwell is one of those matches where it's like, okay, Indy, let's just get through this without you getting injured, okay? Because you're really good, and I don't trust Miss Legend. And ironically, after the Alba Fire distraction, which is her up in the Raven's Nest, where there's like literal fire lighting and her standing up there, which distracts Lash Legend long enough to be dropped off the top rope. And then Indy just trying to do her springboard elbow drop, and she spring botches, and she falls off the top rope right onto her face. And then Lash Legend, to her credit, rolls over and tries to pin her. And that pin is reversed by Indy Hartwell, kinda, and she ends up pinning Lash Legend. And honestly, when she fell, I was like, okay. So then Lash is just gonna lay there and wait for Indy Hartwell to roll over on top of her, isn't she? No, she didn't. So good for her, but still, yikes. Like, I mean, that, like, you have to watch it. Like, it's a thing of like, botches happen, but you can't botch the finish, because that's gonna, like, everyone's gonna remember it. And that was really embarrassing for Indy Hartwell. It's really too bad, because she biffed it hard coming off the top rope. It was not good.
No, it was like the botchiest of botches. I like could not loathe more.
Yeah.
3 letters botch accounts. They are the most like disgusting, stupid thing in the world. Mm-hmm. Botches happen. Indy's a great wrestler. I'm glad she doesn't seem injured. She wasn't anywhere near Lash, so that's good.
Yep.
I am glad that Lash Legend thought to roll over. I wish they didn't go home on it. I wish they just ended on a different sequence to like clear that out. But what are you gonna do? The rest of this match was not great either. But like, I just don't understand. Like, Lash Legend seems like the perfect candidate for Level Up. I don't understand what the point of Level Up is if people like Lash Legend aren't going to be on it.
Yeah.
And Von Wagner, for that matter. Like, these are not TV-ready performers.
No.
And that's not an insult to them. They haven't been doing it this long. Well, Von Wagner's been doing it a little bit, but I don't think Lash Legend has. And even if they've been doing it for a decade, they're not TV-ready performers. And they should be on Level Up. That's the whole point of this AA, AAA major system, isn't it? Like, that's what I thought it was here for. So, not the best. I feel bad for Indy, but like, I don't know. Botches happen. I'm just glad she's okay. Everyone's okay.
Yeah. Alba Fire chased Lash Legend out of the ring at the end, and this is where I'm like, so this is what we're doing here with Kaylee Ray, who's one of the best women's wrestlers in the world. We're gonna have her waste her fucking time with Lash Legend.
Just call her up. I don't understand it. I don't understand why they didn't call her up months ago.
I do not get it at all. Yeah. The Battle of One Jam Beard says, Chase you in the UK and didn't get any new people. Sounds like a missed opportunity to do a foreign exchange student gag to get NXT UK people. Yeah, you could do that. That's a really great way of doing it. Like, hey, we got an exchange student. That's cool.
That
Jake
could be
Neal
fun.
says, funny enough, Thea Hale went to the same high school as Pat McAfee. Just a fun FYI.
That is a fun fact.
Yeah. Yeah. So we earlier we got Tony D'Angelo and Stax, also Legado minus Santos, and Elektra Lopez, who's really been proving herself out there doing all the things at the docks. She's really been pulling in some extra bread. And for that, I really got to say, and last week, he said, I'm going to give you twos one more chance next week to prove yourselves in a match. And then that match didn't happen this week. I don't know if Cruz or Joaquin is uncleared or whatever. But instead, the Goombas got a match against Malik Blade and Idris Enofe. Oh, I did I wanted to ask you, says whatever her name is, Elektra Lopez, did you do you know anything about what happened to Cora Jade? And Tony is like, listen, no, I know. Hey, Elektra Lopez did not do anything to Miss Roxanne Perez. You know why? Because I did not give the order, and so therefore it did not happen. Like I love adding little Sopranos stuff into it. It's just great. I still want to know what Elektra Lopez's job
at the docks
is. Like, what does she actually do? JW Pringle says Tony Kersplash D'Angelo. Yeah, Tony D and Stax get the victory because, of course, they do, because Malik Blade is Malik Blade. And that's why I like Idris Enofe. I just think Malik Blade's not ready for prime time.
Yeah, he's not there. This match was perfectly serviceable. I liked the reactions after the post-match beatdown. I thought the facial expressions of I'm doing this because I have to, not because I wanted to, were extremely readable and not necessarily in an overdone way. You could tell they've been paying attention to Santos Escobar because it felt very much in line with the way that he's been reacting to things on this angle. I really liked how that felt like actual acting.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah. We interviewed Nikita Lyons about.
We had her boobs. Were the rest of her there?
Yeah.
My God, her 2.0s were out.
Yes, they were everywhere. And she was like, listen, I've been getting so many messages on social media about my boobs girl. And also about my butt and also about my gear and also about about how I stand to have the most to gain from Roxanne being hurt, so maybe I'm a suspect. I didn't do anything. However, if Mandy Rose needs an opponent, I'll be ready. And I was just like, I think the thing that kind of bugged me about this whole angle the most was the idea that because last week Roxanne says, I'm going to cash in my contract next week to have the match versus Mandy Rose. Because she said that out loud, if she's uncleared to wrestle tonight, that contract is now void, which doesn't make any sense. The match didn't take place, therefore she doesn't lose the contract, but according to their rules, she does, which doesn't make any friggin' sense. No,
especially because I thought she cashed it in for the tag titles too. They basically had said that, and then they unsaid that, and then she was cashing it in for that. I don't know what the deal with the at a glance contract cash in is, but it's not clear, and it never has been. As far as Nikita, I was like, of all the cheesy stuff that they do, on the show. Why didn't they take like Nikita's thing in the locker room segment and make there be like one of the Yes Boys should have been a detective this week or whatever? You know what I mean? And like looking into who done it, or have Cora Jade be a smart heel and be asking everybody else who done it when meanwhile it was her the whole time, right? To throw people off scent or whatever.
Triple H
like,
and Shawn Michaels thing.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to know who hurt Shawn Michaels more than Triple H. Like, he was out there, like, trying to figure that out. And then it turns out, oh, my God, it was Triple H all along. You never would have known. Yeah.
Like, do that. But, like, whatever. I'm glad Nikita's good in the ring because, like, a thirst trap isn't a character. So at least she'll be good in the ring. But I have questions if they're going to give her the title. I'm nervous about what that looks like and where it goes.
So, hey, remember last week how we figured out that I
still don't think a kid should be in the ring.
Me neither.
I don't.
That he was really into math.
Yes.
Last week.
He's also into masks.
Do you remember when we were first introduced to Miss Nikita Lyons? And she was the daughter of a groupie and also a nunchucks master and also a bouncer and also a singer and also kind of a white girl rapper and also a guitar player.
And a dancer.
And
all of those things.
Why are we doing this with Axiom where he's really, really good at math, but he also is really into comic books? Like, they forgot about the math thing. They just did. Now he's into comic books, and so much so that he's a superhero. And they gave him a luchador mask. It's a really bad-looking luchador mask, and he's not a luchador. Like, I guess, like, you know, other guys who aren't really luchadors have worn masks or whatever, but, like, it feels weird that they're doing it with a kid, like, who's already appeared maskless in your promotion. Like, it's weird that they're doing that. Also, listen, I know we're in Florida here, and there's that governor there, the Ronald DeSantos, and I have heard that he is very against giving forcing children to mask, and I was wondering why they would make a kid wrestle in a mask when the governor there seems like he might just shut down the whole operation when they're making a kid wrestle in a mask. And I've heard that this Ronald DeSantos, that he is just very much against the masking of children. And I don't understand why a kid has to wrestle in a mask. I feel like maybe I'm not really sure.
We definitely know the two things we know. Well, we know three things. This is a kid. This is a child we're talking about.
I mean,
loves math. So he's probably going to school while wearing a mask. Seems very not in the tone of the Florida. However, he also does Ricochet's thing.
Yeah.
Like, just let Ricochet have his thing, man.
Yeah.
It's rude.
So
just let a kid be a kid.
Yes.
Just let it be a child. Stop policing him. Stop asking him to grow up so fast.
Yeah. Sheldon Jackson says, I know Nikita will probably end Mandy's title reign, but personally, I want the final boss, Mako Satomura, to come to America and end Mandy's reign. Let me tell you what's not going to happen.
That. We don't even have
I would love it, but let me tell you what's not going to happen.
Not even close.
No, unfortunately.
Unless maybe they put her like in like silly skirts if she came over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is Saray injured? I can't remember. Or did they just push her off? Or in the UK or something?
She was in the UK for a while. Is she injured again? I don't know.
If she's in the UK, it's very possible she got injured because that whole roster is pretty banged up.
So we got Mandy Rose coming out to say that nobody can face her, and then Cora Jade comes out. She says, well, if my partner can't be here to fight you, then I'll take her place. And she's about to. And then Roxy's music hits, and Cora Jade looks like,
What?
And I was like, oh, yeah. All right. I was dumb. Like, I was dumb. Her reaction, I thought she was doing the thing like that she was just stalling Mandy Rose until Roxy could get out there. And so that when her music hits, like Cora Jade would turn around and have a big smile on her face. But no, she did the guilty look. And I was like, oh, okay. And then we have the match that happens, and Roxy gets to work injured the whole time. And Cora Jade gets to be like supportive on the outside. And Cora Jade hits pop rocks on Mandy Rose on the outside of the ring. And then rolls Mandy Rose in. And as she's trying to get in the ring herself, and also while the ref has his back turned because the ref is stupid, Cora Jade clocks Roxy in the back of the head with the tag team title belt, and then gets an evil smile on her face as Mandy pins Roxy to retain. And then Cora Jade gets in the ring and it's like, I brought you here. You wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for me. And you took everything from me since you've been here. And it's all you. You're so selfish. And then she raises up her skateboard to smash it over Roxy. And as she raises it up,
your skateboard is flaccid. Go to bluechew.com and use the code Fightful at checkout.
As she raises it up, it just snaps in half because they rigged it to break when she broke it over her back, but instead the wind of being raised up, blah, 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 it fell apart, and it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. And then
Cora if your skateboard's doing that, that's not a Bluetooth thing, by the way. You got to get to the doctor real fast.
Cora Jade, like, taking the one half of the board that was still in her hands and trying to smash it over Roxy a bunch of times, and then screaming about how you did this. This is all your fault. You ruined everything. You took everything from me.
Okay, so by the way, this is the main event. So get your super chats in and your humper chats in and your Twitch chats in via the bits. And also in 9 minutes, it's my Fightful anniversary of my dark match. So I call it my dark match. I did a prediction stream with Sean a year ago as of the 13th. So send in congratulations of those because little did I know it would lead to this madness. Yeah. So I figured it was going to be Cora Jade from the beginning. So I was not only not surprised. Like, I was not only disappointed, I was not surprised. I'm so sick of tag team wrestling being treated like this. It's such a load of crap. Like, Toxic Attraction defended the belts like 4 times. And now they're put on 2 people who have had them for 2 weeks?
A week.
Oh, 1 week.
1 week.
1 freaking week. And they're going to have to split those up.
Mm-hmm.
There's not really a division around it. There's not really a women's tag division on the main roster, which you can read more about on FightfulSelect.com because the plans of those are half revealed, sort of. But like it being a device and it being a device for singles competitors and the same device used in the same way over and over and over again is such a load of crap. Like, it's so tired, it's so boring, it's so predictable. And then at the post match was just also a load of crap because Cora Jade hadn't won shit until Roxy came in. Roxy is the one that helped her out, which maybe we'll get some promos about, but I'm sure it's going to be a you got behind Roxy, you people crap that we get time and time again. It's going to be the same stale, boring stuff, but it just plain wasn't true. Like, the only time that Cora Jade has had a title was because Roxy helped her get one last week. Like, it made no sense. It was predictable. It was boring. I'm so sick of tag team wrestling being used as a sideshow. Like, it's so lame, especially when you muddied the whole breakout tournament prize for this anyway. Like, you didn't have to go there from here. Like, Cora Jade could have just gotten jealous that she won the tournament, and that could have been it. You didn't have to take this tag team detour. This is so stupid. So, unfortunately, like, I think Roxy is great. I think her selling of her injury was very consistent in this match, which is refreshing to see. A lot of people forget that they're injured in matches. Very, very easy thing to do, I would imagine, in the ring. Mandy Rose looked fine here. She was in control like the first half of this match handily. So good enough. Roxy is something special. We all know it. We've all seen it. I feel like she should have gotten the singles title at this point. And it's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate how tired and repeated these tropes are, how tired and repeated the promos we're going to get are, how tired the best friends things are. Because you know what? You're my best friend, Alex, and I'm not tired of it. So
there you go. The thing of it is, it's kind of funny, is that tag team wrestling is awesome.
Yeah, it rules.
Friggin' awesome. It's just the best.
Yeah, maybe Cora and Roxy can shave each other's backs. Maybe we'll get that.
And in this company, that it is looked down on as so severely less than. Especially the women's titles it was what a ridiculous thing looking back on that they ever actually made the NXT women's tag team titles, considering like this is. Do you know who the next women's tag team tag team champions are going to be? Toxic Attraction. They're just going to take them right back. They're going to make Roxanne Perez defend both titles in a handicap match against Toxic Attraction, and she's going to lose them right back.
You're right.
I am almost 1,000,000% sure of this. And then Toxic Attraction is going to have them for another year, or as long as they're on in NXT, and they're going to defend them like once. And it won't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just they're fucking they're accessories. They are accoutrements. They don't actually mean anything.
It's a prop. It's a prop, like the Rock's egg at Survivor Series. It's a prop. It's a meaningless prop. I also want to comment on this, and I know it's not a super chat, but it's true. Antoine's saying, unfortunately, that's why I just watched the Fightful post show and not actual WWE programming. We continually get, and I understand it to an extent, comments about how negative the show can be, which my retort is always, we use substantive criticism for the most part about things that we don't like. We explain the reason we don't think it's either fundamentally sound booking or not in our taste. I also mentioned that the show is called Sour Graps. Mm-hmm. If you don't understand that, you're a little bit silly.
Right.
But I do want to point out that week after week, we have more and more people that stop watching NXT and still continue to tune into our post show. And I'm not saying that to put myself over. I'm saying that this product, which thought it was going to be competing with AEW, which is hysterical to me, is losing like people that would pay for things, loyal fans of professional wrestling, loyal fans of sports entertainment. Week over week, they're losing those people and not your casual viewers who would actually invest in your product if you were putting something good on. I want NXT to be good. I know people that make comments like that were watching Black and Gold and wanted to give this a chance and just can't anymore. And there's something wrong in your programming when you're losing those people because you simply won't go and make sense of your product. All you have to do is follow the rules that you create and people will buy in. All you have to do is not make your champions look like idiots by losing to people that get put together and thrown in tag teams or just like winning and losing in nefarious ways, and people will invest in your product. So it's the people that actually want to invest in your product that are tuning out, which is just really sad. It's sad to see that because as much fun as I have coming on here and griping, it would be really nice to get to talk about stuff that we like. And tonight's episode was like a perfect microcosm of how I can't do that on Tuesday nights right now. Hopefully if Hunter's back, it gets better. I will always praise the stuff that I like, but like, how am I supposed to do that with the we don't take kindly bar sketches and this tired crap that I've seen over and over again closing out the show. Where's Braun Breaker? You're going to tell me we're going to go this whole 7-hour stretch of not having a champion on WWE programming? Roman's not on Raw. Braun's not on this. Roman's not going to be on SmackDown. Where are your champions? They're not even losing on TV anymore. They're nowhere to be found. What is going on, man? Anyway.
Apparently, Cameron Grimes says Braun Breaker is at home in a sling. That's their story, and they're sticking to it.
Sure.
It's
what kind of little bitch of a champion doesn't show up in a sling?
I don't know, man. I don't even know.
Roxy has no ribs left, and she was showing up.
We got a lot of super and humper chats about this segment. DJ Page says, "Man, the women's segment tonight was great. There was a great match with a great story, and the right woman won." What? Oh, my friend has just told me that I was actually watching AW Dark. So there you go.
You were watching Impact.
JW Pringle says, "Stop fighting. We are all friends, damn it." Best friends. Orion Ben says, "The NXT parking lot, greater than sign, whatever your friendship is."
It's true. The power of the NXT parking lot is one of the most powerful forces in the world.
Yeah. It's Flowman says, "I predicted Cora turning on Roxanne and was still astonished at how stupid this company is when it actually happened. WWE has poisoned my mind to think the way they want me to think. Please help." There's the other thing is that you didn't even give them a chance to be champs. You didn't give them they never defended the belts once. They never got a chance to actually be an act. Really,
Alex, it's the next week. They literally couldn't have.
But I'm saying, like, that's the point, is you never gave them a chance to do any of it. To, like, hey, there's something to be said. I don't really, obviously, a lot of the show isn't for me, but if you're trying to build a younger audience, these two young women, cute and fun and whatever, and they're there, and like maybe you want to bring in like an audience of like 11, 12, 13, 14-year-old girls who have somebody to look up to in Roxanne and Cora as actual best friends, like hanging out together, doing fun stuff, being tag champs. Like, you could run that for like 4, 6, 8 months and see if it catches on and brings a new audience in to watch your show, because Lord knows those people aren't watching it right now. So maybe you could do that. Maybe that helps you get revenue. Maybe those girls are asking their parents for a new Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez t-shirt. Like, maybe you're selling merch that way. Maybe you could try that. It's the same way, like, I hate Lacey Evans, but there's a subsection of your audience that would love her act, and you never even gave her a chance to try and get that whole like G.I. Jane thing over as a way of like actually getting people into her character. They pull the trigger on a heel turns way too early. In
this
almost
turn could have
across
happened
the
on
board.
a pay-per-view. Like this. I mean, one way of appealing to a younger demographic would also be to have people in creative that don't have an AARP membership. Like, that would probably be a good start. But like, to your point, I don't think you did Cora Jade any favors by turning her heel. There are I mean, I guess Nikita, Lyons, and Roxy are your faces in the women's division right now. And Wendy Chu. But like, you use her in a very specific way. So I don't know, man. I don't know what the point of sticking belts on them is. And you're right. It's going to be Roxy and Toxic Attraction in a handicap match. And darn it, Roxy is going to lose them both.
And she may even be poised to win it. And then Cora Jade will cost him.
Probably.
Like, that's kind of crap. Nerd Guru says, of course they broke up Cora and Roxy because WWE hates friendship and women's tag teams. They can't just strap a rocket to anyone anymore. Like Roxy should be a women's champ. So much for HHH for the HHH being in charge again.
The HHH.
Yeah.
You probably could have just stopped it. Hates women, to be honest. But yeah, women's tag teams most of all, I guess.
The Battle One Jam Beard says, wait, what? Cora turned on Roxy? So what happens to the tag titles now? What the hell is going on with WWE? The same thing that always goes on with them.
The same thing that happens every week, Pinky.
Yeah. Ricardo the Mark says, give Roxy all the belts, men's too. She's great. She's great. And it's she got to be tag team champion for 1 week. And then she's probably going to defend it in a handicap match in 2 weeks and lose that. So she'll be tag champion technically for 3 weeks.
Remember when Daniel Bryan was the tag team champions? I am the tag team champion. The one silver lining in this, I think they actually think that this is how you treat Roxy to make her feel important. Like, I think in their little creative brains, right, this is like highlighting Roxy in a big way, which up until tonight, it kind of was. So I don't think this is like she drops it and then falls back down the roster.
No, she's
by
just gonna,
any means. I think she's going to be a really important
She's
thing.
going to have a forever feud with her best friend, keeping her away from the title for a while.
It's true.
In the meantime, Nikita Lyons will get a major run at the title, probably win it off of Mandy Rose. And then maybe we'll have, after Roxanne moves on from Cora Jade, maybe we'll get a Roxanne and Nikita Lyons program, because, you know, that's a thing that everybody wants. JW Pringle says, do you think NASA's new telescope could find a better universe than the WWE universe? Man, it'd be hard not to. Shotgu29 says, reading the Roxy Mandy ending nearly gave me an aneurysm. Well, at least today's dark is a good palate cleanse, especially Angelico's new vibin theme, or as William Regal calls him, Angelico.
Oh, Angelico. Hey, it's my 5th anniversary.
Yeah. Matt Reichel says, hey, Team Kalex, what was the point of Cora and Roxanne winning the tag belts if they're going to be broken up? I was interested to see Cora as a heel. Well, I mean, like listen, I guess I would have been, perhaps, had the skateboard thing not happened, because that really made me regard her whole damn act as a joke.
I am not at all interested in seeing Cora Jade as a heel. I'm sorry. Like, and it's no offense to her, but like, pop punk princess who can skateboard 2 feet is not a heel. That's right. I don't see that working at all. Like, nope.
Yeah. Nathan DePaul says, friendship going out like boxer on Animal Farm, straight to the glue factory. That's a shout at George Orwell. The Battle One Jam Beard says, but Kate, champs can't lose if they're never around.
You know the meme of the guy doing this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was what I was doing. So yeah, we're gonna read some Humper and super chats. Sean's
on vacation. We can go over a few minutes.
Jake Salazar says, Alex, first of all, NXT 2.0 is a bad idea that can't be overcome. Yeah. And we got speaking of which, CBD's nuts says, super late to the party, but Alex's all of the odds and all of the evens line killed me. Love you too. Love you too, CBD's nuts.
My man, CBD's nuts.
Tom LaValle says, I was thinking this morning, if Kate made an appearance last night, Fightful would have had a Raw reviewer in each time zone. Oh, that's true. Because we had Denise on the West Coast and Will Washington in Mountain Time, and I'm in Central Time, and that would have been
Eastern.
across the USA from sea to shining sea.
It's the Fightful team.
Yep.
Reviewing Raw.
Alpha Bill says Gunther as Augustus Gloop is around the corner.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
there's some things you guys can't put out into the universe.
I love chocolate. I love chocolate so much.
Some of y'all are powerful manifestors. Joe Pearl, most of all. You better watch what you say.
Jake Neal says, no clue what happened in NXT, but Geno Malkin re-signed with the Pittsburgh Penguins, and damn, am I happy. Also, you both kick ass. Well, thank you from hockey fan Jake Neal.
Thank you, Jake Neal. I don't do hockey. Sorry.
Jake Salazar says, I'm offering a VP job here at the Edge Hater Club. Jake Salazar is the president and CEO of the Edge Hater Club.
I'll be the president and CEO of the Jamie Hater Club.
Yeah. Justin Mack says, I just recently got back into NXT since it became 2.0. And
I'm so sorry.
Is it just me, or does NXT feel fresher and more intriguing than the main roster? Thoughts? Fresher and more intriguing, I will grant you, because the main roster is stagnant as hell. Just because something is fresher and has newer characters with different stories doesn't mean it's good. Is NXT 2.0, I think, an all-around better watch than Raw and SmackDown? Yes. Because at least the things that are bad are so bad that I can find things funny about them. Raw and SmackDown, when it's bad, it's just boring bad. It's not like outlandish, hey, we decided to take a real swing at this thing, and boy, did we miss hard. It's like, this is the same match that you saw last week, which is the same match that you saw the week before, which is the same match that you saw the week before that. Enjoy. Like that, you could keep all of that. Like, I'd much rather watch NXT. I'd much rather watch Von Wagner and Solo Sikoa battle it out across 7 parking lots than watch Miz versus whoever on Monday night.
Miz with the massive balls. Yeah, I mean, they literally set up Becky and Bianca at SummerSlam again. Like, what are we doing on the main roster? They don't know. I don't know. I have a little more forgiveness in NXT because, not for the creative, but for the performers, and that this is developmental. Like, Tiffany Stratton has grown leaps and bounds in front of our eyes. So that's cool because there's like a rewarding result there, right? Carmelo is a star. Braun will be a star. Like, you get to see people grow up kind of in front of your eyes, which is the good part of NXT, right? So when you get to the main roster, it's just like, hey, Dolph Ziggler's a face all of a sudden. Like, okay.
Everything is it's impossible. It may be something that we're all too like jaded and pessimistic to really realize that we're actually doing, but there's a thing in NXT called hope. Like, we can hope that Braun Breaker is going to be a future multi-time WrestleMania main eventer, and we're watching the beginning of his career now, and that feels pretty cool. And then you realize, like, it's WWE. They could find a way to screw him up so hard when he gets to the main roster. They're already doing it by making him Braun Breaker and not Braun Steiner. They're already doing it. So, like I can say, like, I think Carmelo Hayes is like the next Shawn Michaels. He's amazing. I can't wait to see him on the main roster. Do what? With that fucking creative team? Like, it's just going to be the same stagnant bullshit there that everybody else does because they don't have anybody else writing good stuff for anybody. But I can still trick myself in the back recesses of my brain into thinking, oh, I'm watching the beginning of something that will blossom into something amazing in a few years, when really we have no idea.
Well, it like just depends basically on if Brock Lesnar wants to retire or not. Like, is the truth. If Brock Lesnar doesn't feel like retiring, Braun Breaker will be a mid-carder. If he does,
Right.
Braun Breaker will be a main eventer.
Right.
So, but yeah, like when I think about the amount of people they've managed to make feel boring or average, sorry, Jake, but Edge, most people don't find him boring or average. AJ Styles, most people don't find boring or average. Finn Balor, most people don't find boring or average. Ronda Rousey kind of shouldn't be found boring or average. Like if she was just,
but they've made you feel that way.
But they made you feel that way. Like, you know, there's so many people that their potential. Kevin Owens, for God's sake. I mean, don't get me wrong. He amuses me in everything he does. The Elias stuff should not have worked. But if we're talking wasted potential, that guy should be a multi-time. This year, he should have held 3 belts. Like, I don't care. Like, that guy is amazing. Sami Zayn, amazing at this comedic stuff, should be holding belts. So it's just very frustrating in any program to see the ceiling of where people could be trimmed down so much. And in my opinion, ceilings of guys that they think are far higher than they are, like an Omos, I don't think has that high of a ceiling. I don't think Theory has that high of a ceiling. At least with the way they're being presented right now.
Yeah.
Like it just feels very out of balance to me.
Yes. And also we shouldn't forget this. Michael Dammit saying, don't forget about the QR code spot this week. Yes. So last week there was a QR code when you scanned it, took you to a website, says 8, 10, 11. And this week it took you to a Wordle. And if you played the game, which said like a bunch of Becky, Cruz, Quinn, Brock, a bunch of things. And like, if you know how to play Wordle, which I really don't, apparently people like figured it out. And the word it's giving you is the word Havoc, HAVOC. So I'm assuming that's going to be the name of a new character that's debuting. Somebody figured it out by playing Wordle with this new thing that they gave us via a QR code. I'm assuming it's not Jimmy Havoc, but it's just Havoc, and we'll see what that is.
Could be from Impact, right? Havoc over there.
Yeah.
Or they're celebrating Halloween Havoc uncharacteristically early.
Really early.
Like maybe in mid-August. Maybe they're going to for Halloween Havoc.
Maybe they're going to do these one a week for the next 3 months. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Jaden Pringle says, what creative team? It's just Vince and like 3 capuchin monkeys. It's true.
It's manatees and idea balls.
Uh-huh. Tom LaValle says, again, what channel is NXT on? Never mind. I don't care. I love the fact that AEW put Pac and Thunder Rosa's recent matches on Dark tonight. I hope to see more matches from around the world on Dark going forward. Keep cool, Gabagools. Hey, if you're going to send Pac around the world to defend that title against people like Shota Umino, you can go ahead and put that on TV, not on your YouTube show. I want to see it. That's some great stuff. It's great it's on YouTube, but you can do better. Also, before we get into the jukebox, Luis reminding us that there was a report from Meltzer that Io's contract is basically up. She has 1 foot out the door. She tweeted, of course, with just says rumors and then a puking emoji. So, I mean, I don't know why, like the whole thing of like, we got to combat the dirt sheets. Maybe it is all a vicious rumor, but Io, get the hell out, sweetheart. You gotta leave. You can't be here anymore. They have no friggin' idea what to do with anybody. No.
Asian talent, least of all. Like
go away.
The presentation of any Asian wrestler on WWE programming, for the most part, is pretty insulting. So get out.
Here we go. So the jukebox. First of all, Joey Castro says, I would love to hear if Linda or Sheila have ever been turned on by a friend, not in a dirty way. Think of it being a highlight of my week. Well, listen, listen. There's Angela and Brenda and all of all the mall walkers, they know who they are. That they would. I was 2 minutes late, and they did not wait for me at the food court, and they just started their walk without me. And they know I'm slow and I can't catch up. They could have stopped, but they didn't do it. What a betrayal it was. I had to walk around behind them the whole time. It's terrible.
I told Suzanne, I said, you better hold on, because you know what's going to happen at the end. We're all going to congregate at the Cinnabon.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to be tension, and it's going to be awkward, and I don't care. I know you have your knitting bee after, but the 2 minutes ain't going to cost you.
I just walked out the Macy's exit. I wouldn't even meet them afterwards because they were like, I'm sure they were all sitting there. Where's Linda? Where's Linda? Like, I was in my car driving home. That's where I was.
Well, I could tell you all about Brenda and Eddie. It's like this whole 7-minute long song. High school sweethearts, you know how it goes.
The battered one, Jam Beard says, didn't Dale Gil Kim also post a picture of her with EO? That could be the rumors that EO was referring to. I could be wrong about the picture, though. I don't know anything about the picture. Don't know.
I don't either.
Alpha Bill says, be careful, EO. They have a spare jacket.
No! Don't say it. But thanks for sending him money to say it.
Yeah. All right. JD Pringle says, congrats, Kate, on your anniversary.
Thank
Kate,
you.
Alex will read the lyrics of Kate by Ben Folds 5 in the voice of your choice, if you would be so kind.
You know what it's going to be.
Okay.
Nathan Fraser.
She plays Wipeout on the drums, she does. The squirrels and the birds come to gather round to sing the guitar. Oh, have you got nothing to say? When all worlds fail, she speaks. Her mixtape's a masterpiece. Walks through the garden, she does, so the roses can see. Oh, have you got nothing to say? And you can see the daisies in her footsteps, dandelions, butterflies. I want to be Kate. Kate. Oh, Bob's your uncle.
Thank you. My mixtapes are a masterpiece. Thank you.
Yeah. And then we got one from JDB Pringle. Says, tonight Nathan Frazier sings Say It Ain't So by Weezer because I think it will sound funny.
I'm so glad Nathan is in the repertoire. And I swear to God, I wouldn't have requested him if I had seen that. I would have made it be legal. Still UK, but...
Oh, yeah? All right. Somebody's hiney is crowding my icebox, it is. Somebody's cold one is giving me chills. Guess I'll just close my eyes. Oh, yeah. All right. Feels good inside. Flip on the telly. Wrestle with Jimmy. Something is bubbling behind my back. The bottle is ready to blow. Say it ain't so. Your drug is a heartbreaker. Say it ain't so. My love is a life taker, it is. I can't confront you. That I could never do. But it might hurt you to try and be cool when I say this way is a water slide away from me. This takes her further every day. So be cool. Say it ain't so. Your drug is a heartbreaker. Say it ain't so. My love is a life taker, it is. And Bob's your uncle. I don't know why you like that, but I do.
It's just so fun. It's your dopey face at the same time.
And finally, the battered one Jam Beard says, in angry spoken word, can we get William Regal to speak the song Rusted from the Rain by Billy Talent? All right. I stumble through the wreckage, rusted from the rain. There's nothing left to salvage, no one left to blame among the broken mirrors. I don't look the same. I'm rusted from the rain. I'm rusted from the rain. Dissect me till my blood runs down into the drain. My bitter heart is pumping oil into my veins. I'm nothing but a tin man. Don't feel any pain. I don't feel any pain. Sunshine, I don't feel any pain. I'm rusted from the rain. Go on, crush me like a flower. Rusted from the rain. Come on, strip me of my power. Beat me with your chains. And if I'm the king of cowards, you're the queen of pain. I'm rusted from the rain. I'm rusted from the rain. War games.
There it is.
Thank you all for those. That's the end of our show. We're only 10 minutes behind.
Oh, the mashup we didn't know we needed.
Yeah. All right. Where can they find you, Kate?
You can find me on Fridays doing the AEW Rampage and SmackDown post show on Fightful YouTube. You can catch me on Wednesdays talking all things All Elite at the Mark Order podcast. You can catch me reviewing like all the pay-per-views on Fightful Select with the feller next to me, my best friend who I would never turn on ever. And of course, every Tuesday right here doing this weird little variety show that we call Sour Graps.
True.
Oh, and you can find me at Kate'stagrams and Miss Kate Fabe on the socials.
That's true. That's true. You can find me on the Twitter at Alex Sourgraps, and you can find me in most of the places that you just mentioned. Also tomorrow night talking about AEW Fighter Fest Night 1. Yeah. Everybody keep cool, Gabagools, because
everything sucks, especially tag team wrestling in WWE.
Friendship is dead. Not ours, though.